All right, this is episode 27.
Is it going?
We're live. It's okay. I'm gonna do the intro. It's okay. Usually I do the intro after I record the podcast, but this time we'll change it up a bit.
That's way better. You should have that light over there all the time.
Right in front of the door.
Well, not in
Sweet.
front of the door. I mean, move it somewhere else.
Elsewhere.
All right.
Or we'll just
There's a
get a
screen.
daylight light bulb.
Anyways, this is the intro to episode number 27. We're doing a double cast again today. We've got Fez returning. Andrew.
I'm not Andre.
I know.
I'm leaving.
I've only known you for 10
I'm
years. I
leaving.
should know which one's which. And my lovely wife, Samantha. So today we're going to talk about, hold on, I wrote it down in the car on the way home. John Wick 3. We can talk about Terminator just a little bit.
I saw Pikachu.
You
Pikachu?
did?
Yes,
Yeah, I
we'll
did.
do.
Was it good?
It was pretty cool.
We'll try and refrain from spoilers for
I
Pikachu
won't
and
spoil
John
it.
Wick 3.
I won't spoil
We'll do
Pikachu.
like a generic one. Won't spoil anything too bad, but it's not like Avengers where you can't spoil anything. We'll talk about Batman. We'll talk about GOT, Game of Thrones. We're going to talk about toys. Okay?
So I'll
You'll shut up and you'll stay here.
Are we ever going to do that Power Rangers one?
Yeah. Eventually. Anyways, intro music is hit. You guys can't hear it because I put it in after. But here we go. All right, let's get right to the hard.
I'm surprised he
Hitting
hasn't had any
questions.
I'm surprised he hasn't had any copyright infringement
Oh, me
notices.
too. I ask him
It's
that
like
all the
15
time.
seconds, and
I was
my YouTube
watching-
video gets like 20 views.
I was watching a live show yesterday on YouTube at work,
Yeah.
and they played some video, and all of a sudden it just cut out, and everyone was like,
Yeah.
"The fuck?" And then like 10 minutes later, they came back. They're like, "So we fucked up, and we didn't realize we played the entire video. They didn't play just like a tiny little thing. They played like the whole video with all the audio and everything."
Oh.
You gotta be
And-
super
and
careful
then
with that
I-
stuff.
yeah.
Joe Rogan, Fighter and the Kid, Mom's House, always.
I'm like,
always
"Oh, so
watch
that's
it.
what'll happen. They'll
Not
they'll
that-
just cut the feed."
Yeah.
Not that you're making money off of YouTube, but they'll just demonetize your video if it's a
Yeah,
copyright
I'm not.
infringement.
Well, like we don't live stream the podcast, and two, it's like 15 seconds of a song from a movie.
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Is there a time frame? or
Well, it's not
something?
like he's playing the whole song.
Yeah.
And it's not on YouTube either. So, well,
I wonder if there's also a
it is on
statute of
YouTube.
a bit of limitations
I don't know.
for that song.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see. If I ever have an episode pull off YouTube, we'll know.
yeah.
But I say we do it till I get in trouble.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
What's worse that happens? They'll fucking
It's very
pull your video down.
reactive.
Yeah.
then you
That's
just
what you got to do, right?
don't do it next time.
Yeah, you always anytime you're in just life in general, you do something till you get in trouble, then you can't do it anymore. Right? No? Okay. Right away. Let's go to the questions. Danny DeVito, Wolverine. Yeah.
I thought it
No
was,
thanks.
I thought it was Charlie Hunnam.
What?
Oh yeah, there's some talks about Charlie. No, I don't think there's talks. Someone just posted that it was like a
Oh.
rumor.
I think he's too old now.
I don't think
No.
there's.
He's probably younger than Hugh Jackman was.
I don't think there's any casting for any of that
No.
shit going on. But
I just read it, like someone was suggesting it, and I brought it up to you.
and technically he's not too old.
No?
Wolverine
No.
is the oldest one of them all.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman was only what? He's
Is
probably
that because
35
he's
when he started.
literally like 100 years
Yeah.
old? Or well, that's not what I mean. I meant Charlie as an actor.
No,
He's
I think
too old
he's.
now. He's
I don't know. Well,
It
is he
depends.
late
like you were just gonna
30s
say,
now?
how old was Hugh Jackman when he was started
I
Wolverine?
gotta imagine he was in his 30s.
It was
but
like 20 years
but you
ago.
can't think the
Yeah.
next Hugh Jackman's gonna play Wolverine for 30 years, right? Like the next Logan.
He had to be in
Yeah.
his 30s because I mean, at least 30.
Yeah, because it's been 20 years. You can't expect
Hugh Jackman's
a
not in his 50s.
He's for
is he?
sure in his. If he's not in his 50s, he's almost there for
Yeah.
sure.
you can't expect like an actor to play a role for over 10 years. Like, yes, we have Robert Downey Jr. and we have
We
Chris
literally
Evans,
have dozens of actors
Yeah.
who now do
but
that.
majority of them they can't.
They
Look
all
at
do
Danny-
it now.
like,
They all do.
not Wolverine.
Anytime there's a TV show that goes for close to 10 years, like Basically,
Yeah, okay.
every
Okay,
actor does
10
that
years,
now.
yes, but 20 years, no. So if Charlie Hunnam played Wolverine for 10 years,
How do you
that
say
would
his
be
name?
Charlie Hunnam.
whatever.
You're talking about the guy from Sons of Anarchy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
talking
Hunnam,
about Danny DeVito doing it because there's a petition going on.
I ain't hearing any of that.
No,
It's
wasn't he the
20
Penguin
Yes.
back in the day?
There's a signed petition of 20,000 people, and these petitions mean shit.
They mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah, if you ever sign a petition about a TV show, like people signed, like what, 500,000 people signed a petition for them to redo Game of Thrones season 8. That ain't happening. Just because you signed something, they're not gonna go back
And it was
change
only
it.
500,000 people.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it was
That's the people
10
that
million
get-
people. It doesn't matter if it was 20 million people. They're not going to do it
Yeah, they're not gonna waste their time and
No.
money
because
to go back.
because all these people are just bitching on the internet. Like,
Yeah,
Considering
no,
that one episode took 55 days to make.
yeah,
which
the,
one?
the Dark War or whatever it was called.
That's not what it was. The Battle of Winterfell.
Is that what it was
Yeah.
called?
I think
Like
so.
episode 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was called.
There was so much hype. That
Maybe that's not exactly what it was called, but
But I feel like
Essentially,
that
yeah.
episode's
That's what
already
happened.
happened.
the
that's
fight
what
of
it
the
was.
no, that was the first time they ever had a battle at Winterfell, right? Because there was the Battle of the Bastards, but that was that
But
at
it
Winterfell.
continued.
That was at
it
Winterfell.
Was.
It was.
It continued into Winterfell. That's where Ramsay died.
So yeah, so that would have been, but that was the Battle of the Bastards because it was Jon Snow versus Ramsay. No, the Danny DeVito thing's a full-on joke, but that's the point. But I feel like now, because so many people have signed it, like, let's talk about it. And maybe It's Always Sunny will do an episode, just like a spin-off episode where he plays Wolverine.
is that still going?
Yeah, they just finished episode 13,
Oh.
season
Oh
13.
my god! Does that mean that these actors have played characters for more than 10 years?
You know what? I think it does.
Shut up.
You know,
You know what I mean, though? Like, okay, I said 10. I really meant, like, you can't be like, oh, this actor's too old to play the character. Like, he's only going to play for 10 to 15 years at most. Like, Robert Downey Jr. really only played Iron Man for 10 years, 2008 to 2019. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, you guys just, this is what this podcast is going to be. You two fucking assholes
This happens-
going in my podcast.
But this happens in real life all the time. Because you do something stupid and
Oh.
you try to get Fez on your side, and he's
Fez
like,
is
"No,
one
that's
of-
stupid."
Very rarely do I agree. I
Fez
think his
disagrees with me
points
more
are
than
Yeah.
anybody in this entire world, and
No,
it
it's
drives me
my
crazy. Last
favorite
week, I was like,
thing.
I need a break from Fez. I'm not gonna text him for a day. I texted him like 4 hours later, like, did you see this? You're being mean.
and 99% of the time I have already seen it.
And
long
you're like,
before you
it's
did.
bullshit,
It's
or
bullshit, or I've
like, it
already
upset me
seen
that you
it.
didn't like
Or I'm busy.
that you liked Game of Thrones
He
finale.
didn't say that he liked it. He said he's indifferent.
I said, and by that I mean like I don't care.
Yeah.
Like it's over. I enjoyed the season. Like I
Mm.
wasn't like freaking out. Like I wasn't like super excited about it. I was just like, I want to see how this thing ends. Like
Yeah.
let's get over this thing already,
You weren't
so I
like
can move on.
overly invested in.
Yeah, I don't take. I've said I
Yeah.
said this to him. And I said it to you earlier. I don't take ownership over shit like this. Like all these fucking people bitching on the internet seem to think that they owe them something. Like
Well, I never said that. Like,
no,
I don't
I know
assume
that, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like they'll get upset and freak out. Oh, it's the worst fucking show ever now, or whatever.
I
And
wouldn't
it's
say
like,
that.
like get over it.
Do people
If you think
actually
you
say
can do-
that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
People,
If you think
people
you
are
can
saying
do
the
better-
ending's as bad as like Dexter. Like it's like I've seen lists or it's like
Whoa,
top
no,
5.
Dexter's really
That was
bad.
brutal.
That was
Horrible
so
endings.
bad.
Yeah,
What
that was
the
really
point
bad.
of him bringing her out into the middle of the
Oh.
ocean? I don't understand. And it's even weirder that they're married in real life. I don't know.
They're divorced, I believe.
Are
now.
they?
Yeah.
Dexter was bad.
There's a few things that I would have
Give
rather
my
them
son
not
to a
have done.
psychopath.
The biggest thing that drove me crazy about Game of Thrones. A lot of people didn't like Dany going evil. They were like terrible writing, blah blah blah, and they were all like,
They haven't been watching.
That's the whole point.
They haven't been
Same
paying
show.
attention
Yeah.
for the
Even
last
those
8
But
years.
they were all
people
like,
play on
girl
their phones while
power.
they watch the
like because
TV
they
show.
Right.
think it's bad because they're like, oh, one girl that's running for president, I guess. She was like, it's clear that the show is written for.
Oh, that
from a
was
guy.
what's her name?
like,
Alexandria,
Go
whatever
fuck
Cortez.
Yeah,
yourself.
I was like, come on, like,
I saw that. I
Sansa's
saw that
Queen of the
video.
North.
yeah, Cersei, like the women were super badass, but the whole time, like,
no,
like-
Cersei was portrayed as a horrible human being.
But-
Don't use her as an
well,
example.
she was a horrible human being, but she was one of the smartest characters in the show.
She was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's one of the best actors because, like, spoiler.
Sorry, if you haven't seen it yet, you're not a true fan anyway.
Like
so.
that season where she gets like shamed and stuff like that. Like you're
Yeah,
rooting for
that was
her.
unreal.
Like it's incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
So people saying like, oh, they ruined Danny's story arc. It's like, no. This was her.
That was the story the
like
whole time.
Like her father was the Mad King. Like she would have been doing the same things if it wasn't for not Davos. What's the guy that like Jorah loved her, and he died in episode 3, and then that's when she really did the spin of craziness.
It was not that soon. Episode. Oh,
3?
Sorry.
Yeah.
So then that's when she starts going crazy. So that makes sense. And the fact that people didn't think John was going to be important or like kill her, it's like, well, no. Again, this show, he's the whole point since episode 1 is that he's a mystery, that he's the Targaryen. We find out he's the Targaryen. This was the biggest thing that drove me crazy. At the end, nobody gave a shit that he was a Targaryen. And
barely mentioned.
He was brought back to life for what, right? Because the whole point is like you come back to life and for a purpose. Well, what was his purpose? Wasn't to kill the White Walkers because Arya did that.
Right.
So bad.
Wasn't to kill the Queen because
the Stones did that.
Yeah, like
I would watch if they did a spin-off of Arya going out west.
They said that they weren't.
They're not going to do it, but I kind of wish they would because that would be cool.
They could. They say they don't do it now, but
maybe
who
they
knows?
do it later.
5 years from now, what?
When she's approaching 30, that's too old.
She's
to play
like 22.
Arya.
No,
she's 23.
Yeah,
well,
so
the thing is, I
she's
think
gonna be 30 in life.
Daisy, like I don't think she would. I don't know.
I think who
the hell's Daisy?
They said the main reason. What?
That's her app. Daisy?
Who's Daisy?
Oh,
yeah. This is why she's here.
it's the app that her and her friend created. I forget what his name is, but it starts with a D, and her name is Maisie, so they called it Daisy. And it's basically this thing where if you're a creative person in the entertainment industry, you can pay to be on the app and collaborate with other people. So it's like the control of the entertainment industry is being given back to the people who create it.
That's kind of cool.
So they've spent the last couple of years like putting millions of dollars into this, and now it's like a big thing.
Cool.
Daisy 2.0 I think just came out. You're welcome.
Well, now you know.
Now we know who Daisy is.
Anyways, so I get
Daisy
like it wasn't
Daisy?
so much. So it wasn't so much. I just gotta get this off my chest. It wasn't so much that Brand.
I know.
This drives me crazy.
It's all nonsense.
It is a podcast. You're supposed to
know,
talk.
But you okay.
It drives me crazy that I don't care that Bran was, became the leader of the Six Kingdoms and Sansa took off, and it was just the fact that they were just like, oh, we're gonna send Jon, this Targaryen, to the Night's Watch and have you guys are on your phone.
I don't have anything in my hands.
Keep going. I'm listening. Sort of.
At
this point, he's just talking to them.
Night's Watch for no purpose. And like when the Unsullied are just gonna get on a ship and go fuck off. Like, so why don't they just be like, yeah, Jon will send him to the Night's Watch, but really we'll let him leave.
Yeah, because that information would never get back to them.
Who gives a shit? Who cares? You have armies. But then you have Jon Free. It just drives me crazy. Drove me crazy.
Can I talk now?
No, we're gonna move on. Robert Pattinson is Batman. Battinson.
Not confirmed, but probably
yes.
Likely. I mean, they don't have a script. I heard.
It sounded like it was confirmed, but then it was like
they don't have a. I'm pretty sure they're not finished the script, and he probably hasn't like officially signed on because he hasn't said anything about it, and neither has Warner Brothers.
He's not saying anything yet. Like people have asked him, he's like, I can't say anything.
He's probably waiting to read a script or something, but I mean, it's probably going to happen. And okay, whatever. Like, cool.
He's not a bad actor.
He's not a bad actor, and that's the thing.
He just got put into an unfortunate role.
You can't
make him a lot of money.
You can't judge him on
Twilight.
4 shitty movies he did a decade ago because he's been in a lot of other like indie movies and shit that you for sure have never seen.
You have not seen them. He's done a lot of like theater too.
Yeah, like he's not a bad actor.
Good actor. He's just the biggest thing he's known for was really crappy. I mean, it's a guilty pleasure of mine.
I watched them.
I just
willingly. Oh yeah, I watched.
Oh,
them.
You did.
Yeah.
What did you think
I brought
of
it up
CGI
like a while ago.
Baby? They could have done way
fucked
better.
Up.
That was like, what is happening? I'm like,
no, because my girlfriend really liked the books, and then so I was like, and I like when did those come out? Like when we were in school. Probably like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was.
I watched the first one like at home one day,
It's awkward. It makes you.
And
makes
it's
you
probably the
makes your
better of
skin
the
crawl.
4
Yes.
because they just get worse as you go. And then one week
Taylor
we
Lautner
watched.
taking his shirt off all the time. Like I never
They
understood.
CGI'd
Was that
his
the werewolf?
muscles. Yeah,
Yes.
they CGI'd his muscles in the second one.
They did that to Tom Cruise in The Mummy too.
What?
Yeah,
Do that to a lot
Oh
of
man, I
people,
wanted
'cause
that
it's
movie to be good.
unrealistic.
The Mummy
It
was
wasn't.
awful.
It was
I wanted it to
so
be good.
bad. Yeah.
The best part of it being so bad is that it was supposed to launch their like
Their-
dark universe thing with all the
their
monsters.
monster
and it
universe.
and
totally
it
fucked it up.
totally didn't.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you watched them.
Yeah, I watched the Twilights
Yeah.
with my girlfriend, and I enjoyed watching them because
They were
they were
entertaining.
they're fucking stupid,
They're
man.
so stupid. They're so
Especially by the
stupid.
time you get to that last one, I'm like, what is happening right now? Like
Yeah.
the shit they're saying, the shit that's going on. That scene where the werewolf walks in and he sees the baby, and then I was like, what's happening? And he like
And
sees
he like
his future with
Yes,
the baby or whatever,
yes,
and he's like, this
yes.
is my soulmate. I'm like, that's
I
a baby,
know,
bro.
I know so many people who were in the middle of reading the book. They put it down and never finished it. They were like, she crossed the line. That is so fucking gross.
It's weird.
It's weird. It's so weird. But just picture like also that big fight scene at the end of the fourth one. Fifth one. I don't even know. Just picture like
It never
it
happened.
never happened. So picture like you're watching a Spider-Man movie or whatever that's based off of a book that you've read and you loved, and all of a sudden it takes a turn like that, and you're like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, they will wake up and it's a
16
dream.
main characters died, and then you're like, oh wait, it's not real.
It's all a dream.
It was just like you're I'm sorry. Back to you, PJ.
The point is, Robert Pattinson
He's a
isn't
good
bad
actor. He's a good actor. Maybe
Cool.
he'll do a better Batman voice.
I don't know. He just doesn't see. I don't see him as Batman.
Well,
And-
they have like
But you
I
see
just-
Danny DeVito as
As
Wolverine.
Wolverine. No, not like a legit Wolverine. Not
But
add him
like
into the
a-
MCU, but like as in like a character and It's Always Sunny. Like he does like an episode where he pretends to be Wolverine. I fucking love that.
they're obviously going for a
it was-
different kind of take on it. Like it's supposed to be more of the detective Batman, right?
Which I like.
Which is good.
Another thing I don't really agree with this movie is that it's set in the 1990s and the two main villains are Penguin
We
and
don't know that
Catwoman.
for sure.
Oh, I heard it
But
this
I
week
heard
again,
that it was
though.
supposed to be like a lot of villains in it. Like there's going to be a whole bunch of them that we encounter in we're in it. We're in there with them. Yeah,
You're
that,
right in
there's
there.
going to be a lot that we see in the movie, not just the two of them. Hopefully, like, and you know what? I thought of this. I don't remember if I brought this up, but I thought of this a while back. What if the end of like, okay, this Joker movie that's coming out
Yes.
with what's his name, Joaquin Phoenix, looks fucking awesome. And there's
Joaquin you haven't watched the
you haven't seen the trailer
for
for this thing?
No.
It looks so good.
It looks good.
And,
Joaquin Phoenix though, really?
Yeah, he kind of looks like Heath Ledger's, but also a mix of like different versions of Joker.
Yeah,
it
it's
looks
about
really
him.
cool.
Like it's about him just wanting like society drives him to become the Joker.
Yeah.
Like
but here's the
there's
thing:
no
in the
Batman's not
trailer,
gonna be in it
Oh,
apparently.
that's,
In the-
that's where
this is where I'm going to go somewhere with this.
Okay.
In the trailer,
Yeah.
there's a shot where he is like making a kid smile through like a gate.
Yes.
And I think that's Bruce Wayne. For
Oh,
sure, that's Bruce
interesting.
Wayne. And because Thomas Wayne is in the movie.
Yes.
So, and it's like, Gotham City, the Waynes are a big part of Gotham City. I think that kid might be Bruce Wayne. And then I don't think we'll see it. Maybe we don't see what happens, but maybe his parents get murdered in the movie, like by the end. Maybe we don't see it on screen. Maybe we do. Maybe he does it. I don't fucking know. But what if they end up making it so this Joker movie is actually the same Joker as Robert
this
Pattinson's
new
Joker.
Batman,
Yeah.
because this new Batman isn't going to be part of the DCU with Man of Steel and stuff. Because there's an Aquaman.
They might.
How are they going to do that though?
I don't know, but they might. I mean,
Because
they
there's
need
going to
a
be another
Batman.
Wonder Woman. There's going to be another Wonder Woman. There's going to be another Aquaman. There's
Yeah.
still hope for a Flash. It's
Ugh.
unlikely.
No.
I'd be
because
surprised
have
if they
the
ever
wrong
do it.
guy.
I don't mind this.
I want to see a Flash movie more than anything. I love the Flash.
But
I don't love him as the Flash,
No, I want.
and I really want them to do a Flash movie right. And if it takes them fucking 10 more years to do it, I'm fine with it. I
Do-
just want
do
it done
you want-
right.
Do you want? Is it Grant Gusto or whatever?
No, I'd want the TV show to be separate from the.
Oh, see, that's my problem.
Separate from the thing.
I'm so attached to Grant as the Flash.
Yeah, I love
I'm
the
so
TV show.
attached to him.
I love the show. I love him as the Flash, but that's its own thing, and the movies are another thing. I don't, even though there is a multiverse and they talk about the multiverse, I don't want the movies and the TV shows to cross over. I want them to be their own separate things.
Okay. This Batman movie though, because that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
1990s. It's going to be full on detective. So we were talking about there is.
Is it set in the 90s? Where'd you hear that?
Everywhere.
I don't remember that.
And the
Oh my God, he knows something that you don't know.
The Penguin
That's probably bullshit.
So rare.
Okay. Penguin and Catwoman. I'll find links after. Penguin and Catwoman. It's all hearsay. Everything we hear about is hearsay.
Then why are you bitching about it?
I don't know. Batman and Catwoman. All we actually know is that Batfleck is not going to be the Batman.
Yeah, he's done.
But yeah, they're saying Penguin and Catwoman will be most likely the villains. So it's basically just
call him Batfleck?
Batfleck.
Batfleck? Oh, because I'm sitting over here going, what the fuck is that?
And now it's Battinson.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Get it?
I like that better.
It's essentially just a Batman Returns remake.
That's what it sounds like right now. That's what people are saying right now, but I'm sure it'll be
without
very
Danny
different.
DeVito.
I'm sure it'll be very different. The only thing, I keep hearing people like Josh Gad being
the Penguin.
I'm like, I mean,
Forget who that
I'd rather
is.
see someone else do that.
Olaf.
He's.
Ew.
He wants to be the Penguin.
He's always such a positive character. I don't know.
I don't want to see him as the Penguin. I mean, I don't think he would be bad, but I'd rather they go with someone else.
I feel like I like him, and I think he'd play a great Penguin. But the thing is, I don't want him to sing in this movie. I don't.
He's not going to sing.
He sings in everything.
They'll make him sing.
Everything we see him in, he sings.
I think they do. I think it'll be something like
summer.
No, I think it'll be something like an evil. What I don't know.
Yeah,
I can see it where they're like, people know you because you sing. We're gonna capitalize.
I kind of just wish that one time they just did a movie.
Didn't sing in Orient Express.
Oh, we watched 10 minutes of that and gave up.
We watched the whole thing.
Is it good?
What? I don't even remember this.
Yeah, I put it on one time.
I probably walked away.
It wasn't great, I thought, but I wanted to see what happens. That's why we kept watching it. Pretty much, is I was like, I want to see how this fucking thing ends. I think Tati fell asleep, but I was just like, I'm all in. I'm on for the whole ride. I want to see what happens. I wanted to solve the mystery.
Okay.
I didn't.
We're all over the place in this episode. I kind of was wanting that though.
You said we were going to wing it.
Yeah.
I like it. I want to wing stuff.
He doesn't like when we talk over him and have our own conversation.
No, he doesn't. He's just like, okay.
PJ
and then he whipped out his phone.
I was pulling up what I want to talk about next.
Okay, go ahead.
Well,
I thought he was doing what I did.
The reason why we have both of you in here today is to talk about John Wick 3. We all saw it. Now, okay. Out of 10, John. Okay, I wanted to think of something funny to say, but a score out of 10, what would you give it? Just a generic score out of 10.
6.5.
I know why she gave it 6.5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it probably like an 8.
That's high.
That's really high.
That's really high.
I'll give it 7.5.
Okay.
That's what I was leaning toward. Rotten
Six,
Tomatoes was a full-on 93% out of 100.
What?
Yeah. And I like okay, so I
it's
love
quite good. It's quite good. It's just
good.
if there's, like you said earlier, there's parts that are maybe go a little long. And
I absolutely love the first one.
Yeah, the first one's amazing.
Just no.
I don't remember much of it.
I don't.
We watched
really remember
this weekend.
I know.
I always get 1 and 2 confused.
Yeah, me too. It kind of mixes up in my head.
No, one I always know exactly what's going on.
Well, remember you were like,
one's against the
watched
Russians.
The second one, and I was trying to go through the stuff in the second one, and you're like, nope. So I got
one. There's this mystery of the Continental. Like all you know is that you can't do.
Okay, well we know what 1 and 2 is about, honey.
That's my favorite part of this franchise is the world that they built with the assassins in the Continental.
I also found that in the third one, it grew to everybody.
Well, it's an international thing.
No, I know, but it was like there were more people that were part of it than just regular people. Like they would kill someone in the middle of the street with hundreds of people around, and no one would do anything.
That was weird.
And I'm like, okay, no,
the first one they kind of.
I'm talking. like there was that point where the Asian guys were like trying to allow him to get to the Continental or something, and they killed like 2 or 3 people with dozens of people around. And I looked at PJ, I'm like, nobody did anything.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
It's like nobody
are
saw
all
anything.
of these people part of this, or is everybody just blind? I'm so confused. You can talk.
Anyways, the first one had some elements of that as well, because the police officer shows up to the door. Like, oh, you working again, John? Like, there was always that element that there's other people in this universe, in this world that are in on it, right? And the second one, it really opens up because at the end, he gives them that hour to go run away, and everyone's phone goes off. I remember he stops everyone in the park, and they all pay attention.
Yeah, I know, but that kind of devalues the world, though, because if everybody's in it, then nobody's in it. So that kind of, I found that kind of unfortunate.
I agree with you 100%. Like, I think it was kind of cool. It was a little bit of a mystery. Now the homeless people are also kind of
the homeless people thing. I dig.
I like that.
But like that they're like part of this world. I like
that
well.
Rafi was in it.
Rafi.
Was he in the second one?
No. Jason Mantzoukas.
I didn't think so.
Yeah. So without giving too many spoilers in this movie, he kills 121 people, and 121 people he murders, which is third all time for most deaths in a movie, or like one person to kill in a movie. And yeah, it's quite a lot.
When I was watching, I went to see it with my mom, and I remember like after, because my mom was visiting on the weekend.
Interesting. It's an interesting movie choice with your mom.
She said I was going to wait to see it with my girlfriend, but my mom wanted to go, so I was like, okay, let's go. I liked Halle Berry in it. And I love the stuff with the dogs.
Yes.
But after the Halle Berry's scene is going on, and like when they first start talking, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, Halle Berry, is Halle Berry an Oscar winner? And then after we're leaving the theater, and I looked at my mom, I was like, did Halle Berry win an Oscar? And she goes, yeah, she's like the first African American woman to win an Oscar. And I was like, oh yeah, what happened?
Oh, come on.
I said the exact same thing to Sam. Like, I liked her character when she was killing things. I loved what she did with the dogs. Spoiler alert, she kills things in the movie.
She's fine in it. It's just I've seen her in other things where I'm just like,
I just felt like her scene was a little overdone. Just like,
I don't think it was.
Okay, this
I don't know if you're just maybe you're just not using the right words, but I don't think it was overdone.
Which,
at all.
Oh, you mean her initial scene when
she's like, my daughter, you help me with my daughter, blah blah blah. Like, and I explained it to you in the theater maybe it had been because we already just had a scene very similar to that. So John, we know John Wick's marker, because that's the whole point of him getting involved in the second one and doing this mission. He has a marker. You have to honor the marker. Halle Berry's like, I don't want to honor the marker. I know you helped me with my daughter, blah blah blah. And the other thing that was like, we just had a scene where someone was like, I'm not going to help you, John Wick. Okay, I'll help you. So it was like the exact same.
Can you explain how the marker thing works? Because I didn't know what was going on.
So the marker is essentially, it's kind of like you're repaying a debt. So like I don't like there are no spoilers in this kind of movie. People die, shit happens, who cares? But like, so John Wick did something for Halle Berry, and so in return she owes him.
Okay.
And so her bloody thumbprint.
That was her thumbprint.
No, is it his? It's her bloody thumbprint, basically saying like, you can call on me one day for whatever the hell you want.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they did that in the second one?
There's 2 rules in their world. No blood can be spilled on continental ground, right, and you must obey a marker. So we know that. So Halle Berry being like, I get what you did. You saved my daughter, blah, blah, blah. She's like tearing up. I'm not going to help you. I'm going to help you. Annoyed me. Because the scene right before that was a girl saying that she wouldn't help John Wick, and then she helps John Wick. And it was like, I don't help him.
So it wasn't the Halle Berry scene. It was the back-to-back scenes of people not wanting to help John Wick. But like, you also have to remember that old woman in the with the ballet and stuff, that wasn't a marker. It was a ticket.
Yeah, I get that.
Different. But it's also, he's going to everybody who he's been excommunicado or whatever. So he's going to all these people for help, and they can't help him. So obviously everybody's going to turn him down at first.
I just thought it was a little bit like,
if he's excommunicado, the marker's null and void.
There's 2 rules. Yeah,
Well, he broke one.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you
So-
can't.
You're the writer of the film here. Tell us the rules.
You can't spill blood on continental
So
ground.
he did that,
Yes, and you must obey a marker.
but he became excommunicado, which means that the
That means
markers
he
that are
can't-
in the world
No,
are
that
no
means he
longer
can't
applied
use
to
their
him.
services.
And the marker is within the
Does that
world
not
of
count?
services.
No, the
Yes.
services are like the suits, the guns, all that stuff.
No,
You can't
it's
use that
anything
stuff.
to do with
I would
anything.
think it's everything.
Yeah,
No,
like he's
because the
he,
marker
like the
has
world
nothing
is
to
gone.
do with
Who
the
ma-
services.
who
I
makes
guess,
the
yeah,
marker?
I think
Who makes the markers?
you kind of do have a point, but she also has a point. It's like, where does he get the marker? Is it not like
Yeah, it's
something you get from them?
He had the marker in the library.
No, I know, but
But where did he get
where
it?
do you get the markers
I don't
from?
know. I didn't
that's what I
explain
mean.
that part.
That's what I mean. Is
There
that
was 2 rules.
But they went to
There's-
the
it's
place
so- it's
where they
simple,
make
2 rules.
didn't they not go to the place where
where
they make all
the
that shit?
coins and stuff. So it's like it comes from that world. Like that stuff, he can't use that stuff anymore. So whether you have markers or not, you're not part of that world anymore.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's weird. No, because it's silly.
So it was almost like a courtesy that she helped
It was
him.
So
Just
this whole
like-
movie is bullshit.
I
This
just thought
whole
it was
movie
just
is
like she was just like
7.5, really?
I was saying, like she overdid
It's a
her
5.
scene. Like it was like she was like trying too hard to win that Oscar. Like I just felt like maybe it's just because Keanu Reeves is just like, hey, I'm Keanu, I don't care. Like maybe he's so chill and she was so over like in
What?
like,
Because he's talking about how. So he's like, "Do you want me to tell you where your daughter is?" And she gets all teary-eyed because of that. Like she hasn't seen her daughter,
No.
and we don't even know how many years.
but exactly, I don't care. Like I don't care. I don't care about your daughter. I don't
love
care
how,
what
like,
John
they
Wick
try
did.
to trickle in like heartfelt moments
That's
in the
what I
movie,
don't
and he's
care.
like, "That's bullshit." Let's
That's what I
get
don't
rid of
care
that."
about. Take that shit out.
But then there's no
Slide
storyline,
elsewhere.
but
I
then
don't
there's, like,
care
no
about Halle
storyline.
Berry, a character that's in the movie for 15 minutes. I don't care what John Wick did for her. I care about John Wick. You owe him a marker. He's got to do it. You got to do it. He needs your help. Help him, bitch. That's what I care about. Okay?
Okay.
I liked how you saw like where he was from though. That was cool. That his name is actually not John Wick. He's from Belarus and
Yeah, is he like a gypsy or something?
yeah, and they showed like the Sambo training, which is cool. Where Sambo is just
Oh,
kind of
Halle
a
Berry
mixture
said
of
that that's
wrestling
one of
with
the-
leg locks.
That's one of the
Yeah.
reasons why she decided to take the role is because she got to learn like all of
The gun stuff.
yeah. So she really wanted to learn all that. So that's why she.
I liked
she
it.
said
I enjoyed
different
it.
for her.
Yeah, her whole sequence was great. With
It
the
was
Her
bugs,
fight
amazing.
stuff was
Yeah, it
amazing.
was
I
awesome.
just think that 10 minutes I didn't need.
Let's move on from that. Let's move on. From
We
that.
all agreed on one part at the end of the movie. It was a little ridiculous. We won't spoil it.
It's not a spoiler.
It is a spoiler.
It's not.
Samantha,
Okay.
it's a spoiler. We thought it was a little ridiculous.
Did you see Pikachu too?
No, Matt saw
Matt
it,
saw it.
and he said it sucked.
It didn't suck.
But
It's-
it wasn't.
It's a first of all, it's a
amazing?
fucking kids movie, Matt. Okay.
Oh.
No, he loves Pokemon. He
They
still
don't
plays
really- they don't really
Pokemon
portray-
Red.
They-
Yeah.
I don't know if they portray it as a kids movie though. They kind
That's
of
the thing.
portray it as it's more
There's
for
enough in it.
adults.
There's enough in it where it's like someone my age was able to enjoy it. But it's a kids movie, but I didn't think it was bad. There's some weird shit that happens with the plot for sure in like the third act that I wasn't expecting, and I was just like, okay, this is kind of weird, but whatever. But I didn't think it was bad at all. I thought it was quite fun actually, and maybe it's just because like I was into seeing how they were building the world,
Mhm.
and now that they've established the world,
What can they do
I-
now?
yeah, like I need them to like they gotta really go nuts and open it up, and because it's really like just this contained story where it's like they're trying to solve this mystery, and so you see all these Pokemon and everything everywhere, and it's really cool. But what they need to do next is do like basically the game, try and figure out a way to do a movie about a Pokemon trainer out on his
It's
fucking
Team
adventures.
Rocket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Team Rocket, do some crazy shit like that.
They built the
Because they're
world, now
really
they need to build the
yeah,
universe.
'cause
right?
they
Pokemon
do-
Cinematic Universe.
basically, yeah. I mean, they hint on stuff that you would know and love from the games. Like there's a scene where they catch a Pokemon. There's a scene with a battle, but there's not enough of that stuff, and that's the stuff that you want to see.
Yeah.
But the
Mm.
Pokemon all look great. The Pikachu, I couldn't take my eyes off him. He looked fucking
So
awesome.
cute.
He looked great.
It kind of, when you're watching the trailer, it kind of reminds me of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That's exactly what it was like.
Yeah.
It was like Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
Yeah.
but Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a way better movie, like 100 times over.
Please tell me you've seen that.
I saw it like in the 90s.
Okay.
It's a great movie.
The
it's kind of like, it kind of seems like they based the concept off of.
It's kind of similar, like
yeah.
you know, because everywhere you look, there's some fucking creature running around,
and
they all look
normal,
great.
Right?
Yeah, it's just normal. The thing is, it's like in this city that they live in. It's not really a spoiler. The city they live in is they have their own rules. It's kind of a city where they kind of frown on Pokemon battling and catching and stuff. They live with Pokemon. So it's kind of like, you know, in the Flintstones, how that's not really a good example actually, because they get dinosaurs to work as garbage disposals in the Flintstones. So, but you know what I mean? Like they all have jobs and they all work together and shit. And
are they trying to make them
the Flintstone reference?
Yeah, they're trying to make like
equal?
equality between species, but it's like you don't want to see that shit. You want to see Pokemon getting captured. You want to see Pokemon battles, and you do get some of that. But like I said, it's not enough. But
is it like
so
an
hopefully next time it's
underground
more
fighting ring?
Yeah, it's exactly
Does he
that.
catch like Rattata, like which is so annoying?
No, the scene where they do catch the Pokemon is right at the beginning, and it's really good.
Yeah,
I thought so.
So you
I thought it was really
more
cool.
of that.
Yeah,
this Detective Pikachu movie idea is
weird.
Well, like, so it's based off a video game, and it was a video game that didn't even sell too well. So it's weird that they make a live action Pokemon movie.
It's a good start though. That's the thing. Is
and
like that's what I'm trying to say is it's a good start to a franchise. Like I think it did pretty well, and I think they're going to make another one. I don't know how you make a sequel exactly to this one, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. But I would rather they do another thing, and I think it's in canon with the cartoon as well.
Oh, cool.
They make a lot of references to some stuff. The world for sure, like I guess the place is Kanto is like the original world, like from the game, and the cartoon is the first area you're in. They mentioned that. So I think they should just set another movie in the world of the game, and now that they've set it up, and do a movie where it's like a fun adventure with Pokemon trainers and shit.
Yeah, because that's what we want, right? That was the whole point of the show, the games. It wasn't a detective, which is an awesome idea. Like,
I thought it worked. I thought it worked fine.
Yeah.
I
guess we'll have to go see it.
It's just there's this twist with the plot that's really fucking weird, and it's like, all right.
How many Pikachus out of 10 do you give it?
Like 7.
So
you're very generous with your ratings.
I liked it a lot. I thought it was
a little bit worse than John Wick.
I'll give it like a 7. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, no, it's about the same for me.
It's
hard to get over that 7.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
This weekend, this month is just filled with movies. This weekend, Aladdin comes out.
I heard it's not bad.
Considering
I'm not really interested in seeing it either.
IGN gave it a 6.5 out of 10. A 6.5 out of 10 was IGN's score.
I heard Aladdin is actually pretty good. I heard it was like very fast at the start, but then it does slow down, which is good. I'm just not interested in it. I saw the trailer when I saw John Wick, and I was just like,
"Do we need this?"
No, I mean, I know that I've already seen this movie before.
Yeah.
But like we like seeing the Jungle Book and the Lion King because it's like a real life adaptation, but like
I'll tell you the reason I like Jungle Book and the reason I want to see Lion King so bad is because, well, Jungle Book, I don't think I ever actually sat through that movie all the way through when I was growing up. So I did quite enjoy Jungle Book because it was almost like the first time seeing it.
Okay.
But it was the way they did the animals and everything, all the animation, and same with Lion King. It's like I see that trailer and I was like, "Holy fuck!"
The snake and stuff. That was so cool. So
is that Jungle Book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Idris Elba is the Black Panther.
Okay, I'm getting it mixed up with Lion King, the casts.
No, so Lion King, I think Beyonce's in that, and
Donald Glover is in it.
Yeah, because
Seth Rogen is the pig.
Mufasa originally.
Brilliant.
No better person other than the person who played the pig before.
Like, but
I don't like the idea of these live action remakes. I think it's just silly money grab. But Lion King
Dumbo
didn't
do
unreal.
too well.
No,
like,
I don't
in the
think
box
it did at
office.
all.
I don't think Jungle Book did.
I never saw Dumbo. I want to watch Dumbo. I didn't get to it. It wasn't
No,
a
I don't want to
priority.
see it.
Like, I don't think these movies do significantly well. Like, I don't think Winnie the Pooh did extremely well in the box office as well.
Christopher Robin, you mean?
I thought it did well.
You know what I
I
meant.
loved that movie.
Yeah, I know you said we talked about
Fuck,
it here that
dude.
you liked it.
Cry?
So good.
Didn't you cry?
I got a little teary
I
eyed.
hear it's sad and really good, but
No,
it's just like a Peter Pan, but in the Winnie
It's
the
like
Pooh
Hook.
world. Hook.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
it's like Hook.
that's what I meant.
Well, Dumbo is. Well, I think it's also because with the Jungle Book and the Lion King, those are somewhat realistic, whereas like. I mean, yes, there is a kid in the jungle with animals and stuff. I get that. But with Dumbo, that's like
It's a flying elephant.
it's a fucking flying elephant. And if you've ever actually watched the animated movie, it's heart-wrenching. I watched it once as a kid and vowed to never watch it
Oh,
again.
I watched the trailer for Dumbo and I'm crying.
I will
so-
not
Yeah.
watch that movie.
And again,
No.
I'm kind of done with Tim Burton. It's like, okay, cool, you can go away now.
Yeah,
I don't
like,
care about you
When
anymore.
was the last
Yeah.
time you saw a really good Tim Burton movie? A decade, maybe more.
I
I
like
would
Sleepy
say-
Hollow, and that's what it.
yeah.
I don't.
And that's not even that great.
but I like it.
Right. But I mean,
Like-
no, but I mean, like, when was the last time there
I
was like a Tim Burton
really
movie and
try to
everyone was
think.
like, this is fucking great?
I don't
Yeah.
think any of his movies are really great. Like, I don't.
Batman Returns,
Fuck, you're right.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice
Okay, those
is
three.
one of
You're
my
right.
top 10.
You're right. Okay, this is the way I think of Tim Burton. He's like the
Big
movie
Fish is
maker of like
That
he's
is a
like
good movie,
I like
yeah.
Big Fish.
the movie version of Marilyn Manson. It's cool to like. He's got a few good songs, but you kind of like him. You go through a phase, and then you realize, oh, this isn't really that good. And you ditch.
I know a lot of people think this movie is dog shit, but I'm a big fan of his Planet of the Apes remake. To be honest, I don't think it's like I know it's not like a great movie, and Mark Wahlberg's not great at all. But I like what he did with it, and because I'm a
like I
big
did
Planet of the
see
Apes guy.
I saw
so-
the first one with James Franco. Is there another one?
No.
What? Okay,
No.
there's 5.
Is there another
Original.
one before that?
There's 5
yeah,
from like the 60s and 70s.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then there was a live action TV show back then, an animated show in the 80s, I think, or 70s. And then there was the 2000 or 2001 Tim Burton Planet of the Apes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That was a remake.
Oh.
And then they did, with James Franco, was Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And then
Yes.
they did Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And then
So-
War for the Planet of the Apes.
The Mark,
Okay, I
the
do
Mark
know this,
Wahlberg
but I
one,
never
does
saw
it
them.
end with him like somehow crash landing somewhere?
The end of the Mark Wahlberg one, he goes back through the wormhole.
Yes.
And then when he crashes in Washington in front of the
I've
Lincoln
seen that one.
Memorial
I
thing or
have,
whatever.
I've seen that one.
And then when he gets out of his pod, a bunch of cops and stuff show up,
Yes.
and they get out of the cars, and they're all apes.
Yes, I have seen that one. Yeah, I have
Which I
seen
think
that
is how
one.
the original. I think that's how the original, because it's based. It also, there was a book, right? I think it's a French book, and so I think that's how similar to how like the original book ends. But like the original movie is very different. The original movie is fucking incredible. If you've never
Mhm.
seen it, it's the best.
I haven't.
I didn't know that.
I don't know
Tim
if you'll
Burton made
be
that
into it because
one.
it's old.
Well, I just watched Good, Bad, and the Ugly last week.
It's older. Much older.
Well, it's Good, Bad, and the Ugly 67, 68.
I think. Okay, I think it's similar time then.
Yeah. I was watching 10 Commandments with Sam's mom, and they redid it. It was a black and white movie. They redid
Yeah,
it
I
in
know
like
that.
HD in color, and I was
Oh,
wow.
blown
that was
away.
Insane. Yeah.
Blown away
Wow.
Mhm,
by how
was
good it
crazy.
looked.
It looked really
But
good.
yeah, I watched Good,
With
Bad,
Charlton
and
Heston.
I think so. The
He's
1950s movie.
He's in Planet of the Apes. Charlton Heston is. Planet of the Apes.
Oh.
Well, I was pretty interested in that, and then your mom told me it was 4 hours long. I was like, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
to
I'm
bed.
gonna go to bed.
Yeah, I don't have
Bye.
time to watch this 1950s 5-hour long movie. But I like the
Yeah.
Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I had to sit down. I had to because I watched the first 2 a few months ago.
Yeah, those are great.
I didn't get I kept hearing spaghetti western, and I like westerns, right? Like I liked, like I love Red Dead Redemption. You know, I got to talk to the guy who does the voice, Arthur Morgan, at Comic-Con.
Mhm.
But I was like, I don't get the deal. Like, what's the difference between spaghetti western and regular western? Spaghetti westerns are cool, pretty much.
I don't know exactly, but I think
They
it's
call-
something to do with.
they
'cause
call
it's
it-
like Italians.
It was an Italian director. Yeah.
Italian filmmakers.
And so the music's different. So like John Wayne is like American Western, and then
Right.
spaghetti Western. So like those dark, gritty kind of Western movies are spaghetti Western.
Yeah, spaghetti westerns are good, and they're kind of like like Akira Kurosawa films. If you've ever seen, I don't know if you've ever seen. I know he's never seen the movies like Seven Samurai and Hidden Fortress and Yojimbo. They're fucking awesome.
Seen Battle
They're old
Royale.
black and white Japanese movies about samurais and shit, and they fucking rule.
Okay.
Star Wars is influenced by like the Hidden Fortress. The whole concept of getting into the Death Star and all that shit is based on the Hidden Fortress, I'm sure.
Wow. Everything's based off of something.
Yeah. If you think about it, a Jedi is just like a space samurai.
It's just,
well, yeah, that's how
space
That's what it
I heard
is.
it. It's described.
Well, that's what it
a
is.
lot
No, it's
before.
true.
You know, so.
Lightsabers, all that stuff.
Did you see the Terminator trailer?
Yes, I wanted to bring that up because
Whoa.
you want to let in the puppies quickly?
Sure.
Because she doesn't care about Terminator. So I
I don't think anybody does at this point.
I know that's the problem. Like, why don't we care anymore? Like,
because the last few movies, I mean, I like Salvation. If it may not be, maybe it's not a great movie, but I enjoy Salvation. Genesis is complete dog shit. It's a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
They ruined the whole movie too. If you see the trailer for Terminator Genesis, you've seen the movie. Like, it shows everything. The whole twist. There's a whole twist in the plot, and they fucking show it in the trailer. It's like, well, thanks guys. Like, you just saved me $10
so long, so I kind of forget. What makes this new Terminator special is James Cameron's coming back, right? Because he hasn't been a part of
the
any.
Trailer. It goes, producer James Cameron returns. I was like, that's a bit pretentious, I think.
Because he wrote and directed.
He did the original too, yeah. This is supposed to be a sequel to Terminator 2.
Yes.
Which
so
is
everything
cool
else
because
since then doesn't matter.
Well, sort of. I mean, you could think of it in the way like how like Terminator, there was the TV series, which was really good, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, which went off. Yeah. It was 2 seasons. It went off as its own kind of timeline.
Yeah.
There's Terminator 3, which kind of goes in another direction, and then there's Terminator Salvation, and Genesis obviously makes new timelines if you've seen that. And so this one they're going back, and it's kind of like what they did with Halloween, the new Halloween, where it's like it's like the new Halloween 2. This is the new Terminator 3. So it's just like, and with Terminator, because it's all time travel, you can do that with the franchise because it's all different timelines. You know, they change something in the past, and that goes off in another direction. They've tried to go off in other directions, and every time they fail, I guess, and they have to start over. But they're bringing Linda Hamilton back as Sarah Connor,
which is like a big deal. But again, cool. I'm just like,
I wonder how much she's actually in it though. Same with Arnold.
That's what I feel about Arnold. I said it today. I was like, I don't think he's in it a lot. And some kid I was talking to on a group chat, he was like, we see him in the trailer.
Doesn't mean shit.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you get people to go see it.
I know.
I know.
He could be in the movie for 5 minutes.
Movie clickbait.
Yeah.
Movie clickbait.
That doesn't mean shit. He could be in the movie for 5-10 minutes. Fucking Brie Larson was in the trailers for Endgame, and she's in the movie for like 5 minutes.
I'm trying to think of another
Spoilers.
movie where that happened.
Yes.
Spoilers lifted on Endgame anyways.
Wasn't there a movie where the person like died right at the beginning or something? You're like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That I've seen it in a movie. Like,
yeah, I forget what.
Rise of the Cobra, G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Channing Tatum. They used
first
him
5 minutes.
to promote it, and then he died in the first 5 minutes. And
which
like,
makes
you know what?
sense.
I liked it though.
I thought it was
cool.
I like Bruce Willis in The Rock. But
Like
I
like that movie way more than the first G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah.
And I wish they kept going. But when they did that thing where they killed Channing Tatum in it, like so early, I was totally cool with it. So I was like, this is the Rock's fucking franchise now anyways. Like,
yeah. Rock literally kicked down the door, just like he did with Fast and the Furious.
Oh, yeah.
Because those Fast and the Furious movies are trash.
I mean,
now they're so bad.
The first one's good, obviously.
Well, okay, the first one is good.
I like the second one.
The fourth one's good.
I like the third one
and
too.
And the fifth one. I like those ones.
Tokyo Drift?
I like Tokyo Drift because it's like its own thing.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you
4 is fucking dog shit.
I like 4.
It's horse shit.
What was
That's the one where they go through the mountain.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's horse shit.
But that was the one where they're all back. Maybe I just liked it because of the nostalgia.
That's why you like it, because the movie's not good.
I'll go back and watch it and be like, this is bad.
5.
Is that the
Fast
one?
Five.
It's 5 when that's when they started
Is that the one where
to get a little better. But now they're ridiculous. I think that was
silly.
6.
Oh, okay.
So 5 is when they steal the trucks. And they're all together, and then they go to Cuba, and Denzel Couture plays, and they're just like,
5.
Is that the first one with Rock?
The Rock's, yes.
Is that where they drag the safe at the end?
Yes.
Okay,
Rock's
I
a-
fucking love
I
5.
love
The Rock's
5.
a bad guy in it because he's trying to catch them.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Well,
But it's
technically
still
they're
really a
bad guys.
guy. Like,
Touche.
They're criminals.
yes, they're criminals.
6 was like when he drove the Bugatti through the.
Is 6 when they're in the planes?
Which
No.
one was the one where Gal Gadot died?
6 is the last one with Paul Walker.
Is that?
So Gal Gadot died in that one.
No, I thought no, he's in 7.
He's in 7, yeah.
So they're about to come out with a 9. I
Yeah.
thought they're on 8.
No, Fate of the Furious
Oh
was
fuck! I
8.
forgot about
Yeah.
that piece of shit.
I never saw it. I watched.
The one with the
10 minutes.
submarine.
That's okay. I didn't get that far.
Oh yeah, there was a big
I watched-
submarine, and he takes it down with a car.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, the best was what. This is what I knew. Like I was
Oh
like,
my
I think
God.
I'm done with this shit. Is when it must have been 7 then because I didn't
7,
see
'cause
8. I
Jason
saw the
Statham's
start of
the
8.
bad guy in
Yeah.
7.
Okay.
and
So
he's the
then
good guy
in
8,
7, in 7 is when they're fighting on top of the parking garage and their cars are like slamming onto each other like this,
Yeah.
which was fucking ridiculous. And then they get out and they're beating the fuck out of each other with pipes and shit and I guess pieces of the parking garage,
Yeah.
like cement or whatever, concrete, and then there's the whole place is coming down around them,
Yeah.
and then Vin Diesel does like a Hulk stomp on the top of the parking garage, and then the whole thing comes down
Yeah,
on Jason
like-
Statham, and I
Oh
was
my
like, this is
God.
fucking ridiculous. I'm amazed that I got through all this.
So 7's where Paul Walker dies. That ending though, the ending where Paul Walker drives off, everyone
has its
cries.
moments,
Yeah, that everyone cries. 8 is where Jason Statham becomes a good guy because he was a
Yes.
bad guy in the 7th
You
because he kills the
discover
Asian guy.
It's with
With
Charlize
Charlize
Theron,
Theron,
yeah.
Yeah. Vin Diesel has
She's
a
the
secret
villain.
baby
Vin Diesel has a
that we
secret
didn't know
baby
about.
With who?
with the police officer,
So
the female
from
police
the
officer
4th
Uh,
one?
that he was
Ava,
with
what's her name?
before
Gal Gadot?
no
No.
No, that was
before
They all
Um,
blend together.
Michelle Rodriguez.
yes, before she comes back, he was with this
Is it
other
the
woman.
Rock's partner?
Yes.
The other
Yes.
Hispanic actress?
Yes.
I can't remember her name.
Yes, I
don't
feel
remember.
like it.
Ava Mendes.
No,
No.
no.
No?
She's married to Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling is not in Fast and the Furious.
No,
No.
not yet.
Not yet. He might be though. He was
There's
in
still- no,
Drive.
Ava
He-
Mendes,
he can
the
drive. He
actress,
was in Drive.
Is
No,
in
Eva
Fast and
Mendes
Furious.
is not in that. She's from the movie Hitch with
Who's Ava
with
Mendes?
Will Smith. She's from the movie.
Yeah, she's
Hitch.
in it. She's
No,
the Rock's
she's-
partner.
No, she's
No,
not.
she's
sure.
No, she's not.
She's 100%
I am
not.
always right about this
I'm gonna
stuff.
check this
She is. It's
out.
Always
fucking
right
annoying.
about this
Except for
stuff.
I was right about John Wick. I said it was Robin Lord Taylor as that guy girl.
It
in
was
that
him.
scene, and it was him.
I don't.
Robin Lord Taylor's the Penguin in Gotham, and I was like, that.
Fast 5.
Shit.
Well, where are you seeing this?
She's in Fast
She's
5.
uncredited cameo. That's
But
not.
she has a character name.
Oh, okay, but that's not the right person.
No, it's a
though.
different actress we're
It's a
talking
different
about, but I
actress.
guess she was in that movie.
It's a different
Um,
actress.
Anyways, so Jason Statham fights a person with a baby on his shoulders, which is
What?
very interesting. Yeah, and then they try to bring in some MMA stars. So Ronda Rousey was in one. She's a horrible actress. And then they brought in that other
Her
actress,
name is Elsa Pataky.
Oh.
Gina Carano. They brought in to one of the Fast and Furious. Another
Yeah.
terrible actress.
Who's that? Is she in the
This chick?
spin-off?
But Charlize Theron, bomb. She's awesome.
See, look,
She could do
Elena.
anything.
Her name's
Charlize Theron.
Elena
She could be the
in
bad
the-
person. She could be the good person. She could do anything.
She was in Snakes on a Plane. What?
Our first date movie.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't.
I never saw
it was
that.
a
I
mistake.
wanted
Oh,
to
it's
watch it.
fantastic.
No, I
What?
didn't.
Watch
didn't.
it just for the end of the
Nah, I'm
movie
never
because
gonna
he's
watch
like,
it.
I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes.
Oh, that's not a fucking plane.
It's hilarious.
It's
terrible.
so funny. What's-
Anyways, so I brought up Fast and Furious because the franchise is awful. And when I first heard about this Hobbs and Shaw movie,
I'm looking forward to it.
I
think
didn't
it's
like
gonna
the
be good.
idea, and then I heard that Idris Elba was a superhero. Didn't like that either. Now I've seen the trailer, and I'm like, I like this. Okay, guys,
Sorry.
My girlfriend was calling me.
I don't care.
I'm just saying. I was.
But yeah, so Hobbs and Shaw, I'm excited for
Why?
it. Your face.
It's fucking stupid.
That's why I want to see it.
No.
Because now, like, they're fully playing the fact that they're dumb movies. But
They
it's
still
like,
haven't gone to space.
yet.
That's happening in 9, I'm sure.
You think so? Oh,
What
fuck,
the
it
fuck else
totally
are they
is
gonna
do it? Yeah.
what are they going to do? Space, and then they'll go back in time and go revisit the events of 1, 2, and 3, and it'll be called Fast and the Furious Endgame.
I remember a few years ago, Vin Diesel wanted them to.
I have to take this.
I think the 9th one. Oh, we'll just wrap it up. I think the 9th one's going to be the last one because it's going to fail miserably. Anyways, it's been an hour, so thank you for listening, and sorry to have these two horrible guests on. So never again.
We're the life of the party.
Never again.
We're the life of the party.
Thank you for listening to episode number 27 of the PJ and Pals podcast. We're still looking for a catchphrase we were going to come up with.
Yes. The guest room.
Well, no, the guest room was what I should have named the podcast originally.
You can change it.
It's too late. It's PJ and Pals
not.
podcast. The guest room podcast because we do this in a guest bedroom. But cool. Yeah, thank you.